Reviewing the place value system allows us to learn some things that are useful, and there are different topics that we learn things about. So for example, we start by saying we remember from before that in the decimal place value system these are called the ones, these are called the tens, the hundreds, and if we look at this sequence, this pattern, we notice that when we're going in that direction, we're multiplying by 10. We're doing times 10. 1 times 10 is 10, times 10 is 100. At the same time, if we look at it from going in this direction, we notice that from 100 to 10, from 10 to 1, we are dividing by 10. After we learn about exponents, we notice that this place right here is 10 to the 1, and this is 10 to the 2. And if we keep going in that direction, we're going to have the thousands right here, which is 10 to the 3. So we can look at that sequence right there and continue it. So we all know how the sequence goes that way, but let's look at how the sequence goes this way. 3, 2, 1, 10 to the 0, 10 to the negative 1, 10 to the negative 2, 10 to the negative 3. So we've learned that now that this sequence is part of the place value system, the decimal system. Now let's see what that means. We have 100 divided by 10 is 10, divided by 10 is 1, 1 divided by 10 is 1/10. So that's why this place value right here is called tenths. 1/10 divided is 1/100th. So this place is called the hundreds, thousands, the 10,000s, etc. So one way of understanding how you go from here to here is that 1/10 is like a dime, like 10 cents, and 1/10, 10 cents or a dime divided by 10 is 1 cent. So 1/100th is like 1 cent. These are the thousands. So there are a few things that we have learned right here. Very important things. We have learned that 10 to the 0 is the ones. So we have learned that 10 to the 0 equals 1. We have learned that 10 to the minus 1 or 10 to the negative 1 is 1/10th. We have learned that 10 to the negative 2 is 1/100th. We have learned that 10 to the negative 3 equals 1/1000. And these can be written as 1 divided by 10 to the 1. This can be written as 1 divided by 10 to the second power. And this can be written as 1 divided by 10 to the third power. So this property that's happening right here can be summarized as 10 to the minus x is the same as 1 over 10 to the x. And more generalized even, any number to a negative power is the same as 1 over that number to the positive power. From this we get this other look at this. It's just the same, but it looks different. Any number to a positive power is the same as 1 over that number to the negative power. So what this allows us to do is that we can get rid of negative exponents by just bringing them to the top or bringing them to the bottom. If we look at other number systems and we follow this kind of sequence, for example the binary system, we find that 2 to the 0 is also 1. 3 to the 0 is also 1. So from that we can generalize that any number to the 0 power equals 1. So these are very important properties that allow us to solve certain kinds of problems.